A man has just won gold medal in the women's Olympic boxing competition. That's right. Someone with an XY chromosome that just decided to tell you that he was a woman has won in a sport that he has a gigantic advantage in based on the fact that he is male. Now, of course, I recognize that what I'm saying could currently get me in prison in the United Kingdom, but as I will never go there again, I'm going to say it. Men cannot be women. And just as an example, a friend of mine was talking to her mother and informed her that of what I just told you, that a man had won the women's Olympic boxing competition. This person lives in Canada. And she answered with a ho-hum, not that big a deal, talk about something else. If, before COVID, I had told you that in 2024 Olympics, a man would win Olympic gold in a fighting match with other women, you would have told me that I was nuts, that I was crazy, that I'm going off the deep end. What they have done, my friends, is they've completely normalized this. They have made this so that many people don't even think about it because it's not worth it, because it takes up too much of our brain power to continue to concentrate on it. They just keep hammering away at us, chiseling away at the stone until it splits in two, and there's no more resistance to the trans ideology. These people that want to change your boys into girls and girls into boys and give them puberty blockers, which is a medically castrating drug normally given to sex offenders called Lupron. This is what they desire, and people just say, ho-hum, a woman's boxing competition was just won by a biological male. Not a big deal anymore. It becomes normalized. We are becoming demoralized. That is the whole point. This is what the media does. This is what happens over and over when the communists, when the leftists that want to disrupt the norm so that they can gain power tell you that you're a bad person for saying that men aren't women, where you can go to jail in Canada or Great Britain for stating such, because it's now considered a hate crime to quote biology.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
The human race could not survive if we do not employ mathematics and biology in an effort to get to Mars and extend the human species, because we're going to be arguing over the XY chromosomes and we're not living in reality. They tried to get you to believe that 2 + 2 = 5, because once you accept this, then you will accept the idea that men can become women. Men are not women. A man should not be winning the women's Olympic boxing competition, much less competing with them. And I can tell you this, as a basketball player, we occasionally used to have women that come and play with us that were really good. Maybe they were in the WNBA. Maybe they played college hoops for Division I and started all 4 years, and they couldn't compete with me. I'm a good player, but I'm nowhere near NBA caliber or even Division I college caliber. The women's U.S. national team that won the World Cup lost to a group of high school boys. This shows you what an advantage men have over women, but that's not the point. Men aren't women. Men should not be competing in the women's boxing for the Olympics, because you're going to kick the shit out of a lot of girls. And I was always taught as a boy, you don't hit girls. You don't hit girls. This man has broken the cardinal sin of that I had growing up. But you know, this is the world that you can choose to live in if you want to. You can choose to live in this 1984 world where they are putting you in jail for social media posts in England. If you even sat and stood and watched a riot, they'll put you in jail. This is the absurdity of the world that we are living in, where we are allowing these people, these deranged psychopaths, to take over and to tell us that men can be women. I ain't living in that world. I'm going to freedom stand. You can call me free dumb or whatever else you want, but this is not the world that I will allow my children to grow up in, denying biology until you drive yourself out of existence, unless you clone yourselves, unless you have our children to instill this horrendous ideology into, and I'm taking mine away from you. I am protecting them from you. I will not be living in Canada or Great Britain. I will not be setting foot in these countries where I can be arrested for the hate crime of saying men aren't women. Forget about it. I'm out.